Okay. Testing, testing. Do you hear me now? I think I muted. I had muted my mic. Nope, I think it was me. Do you hear? Can you hear me now? I'm good now? Okay. So like I was saying, I normally do this Thursday. I didn't, I canceled it and then I decided to make it up tonight. So anyway, and I talked a little bit about what happened last night on did a weekend edition of Let's Talk Turkey. And so anyway, now that I am not muted anymore, um, let me say hello. Couple of friends in the chat. Chris, welcome in. Curtis family. Mandy Adams, hello as well. So sorry for your loss and your family members. Prayers for you. Um, so anyway, yes, Chris, I fully understand that I am competing with the Super Bowl tonight. I, however, decided to go forward with my stream because I'm not watching the game tonight, and I wanted to give in case there was, people around that wanted to maybe they were done with watching the game, maybe anyone also wanted some alternative programming, so I decided to still go live um, with this special weekend edition of Once Upon a Turkey Leg. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the stories because that's what the stream is about. So thank you again, everyone, for being here, and all of you that are watching live. Chris, you might be it at the moment. Everyone watching on the replay, thank you so much. Leave me a comment and let me know that you are watching. Um, and yeah, so Once Upon a Turkey Leg will be back on Thursday. Um, this week. Um, this is a kind of a special edition. So let me just go ahead and we're going to get on with the stories tonight. So if you saw the thumbnail, you got a clue into what theme on the stories are tonight. I have got two stories featuring our friends from the 100-Acre Wood. And so our first story tonight is called Piglet's Nightlights. Piglet's Nightlights. So here we go. It was twilight in the 100-Acre Wood when Winnie the Pooh knocked on Piglet's door. Ready for our camp out, Piglet? Pooh called. Piglet opened the door and looked around anxiously. Are you really quite sure about this, Pooh? He asked. It's getting awfully dark out there, and it's so light and cozy in here. Maybe we could just camp out in my living room. That would be a camp in, not a camp out, Pooh said. He reminded Piglet that their friends would be going too. Pooh helped Piglet get ready. He stuffed acorn muffins into Piglet's backpack, while Piglet packed his favorite blanket and teddy bear. I have a feeling I'm forgetting something, Piglet said. Well, let's see, Pooh said. We have honey. He patted the sticky honey pot in his pack. And we have plenty of muffins. What else could we possibly need for our camp out? As Pooh and Piglet walked towards the campsite, It got darker and darker. Piglet got more and more frightened. "What's that?" he said, pointing to a scary-looking shape in the trees. "Oh, I'm not certain, Piglet," Pooh said nervously. "Maybe if we close our eyes, it will go away." He and Piglet shut their eyes and stood very still. "Hello down there!" called a voice from above. Pooh and Piglet both jumped, startled. All they could see were two eyes. "Why, it's me, Owl!" the voice said. "I thought you two might need help finding the others." "Oh, thank you, Owl," Piglet said. When the friends reached the campsite, it was completely dark. Pooh bumped into Rabbit, who was struggling to put up the tent. "Well, don't just stand there," Rabbit said. "I need all the help I can get." "Did I hear someone say help?" Tigger called, bouncing into the clearing. "Have no fear, Tigger's here with illumination," he said proudly, holding up a lantern. "Oh, and you brought a light, too," cried Piglet, peeking out from under the hood of his jacket. "Thank goodness! It's awfully dark here." While the friends got to work setting up the tent, Piglet began to unpack. "Oh no!" he wailed. "I forgot my night light. I can't sleep without one." He wrung his hands. "What am I going to do?" "Don't worry, buddy boy," Tigger said. "You can use my lantern as a night light." Just then, the lantern flickered out. "On second thought," Tigger said, digging through Rabbit's bag, "Long-Ears must have something in here you can use." Tigger pulled out a kite, a flower pot, and kitchen pans. Finally, he spotted a flashlight. Tigger tried to turn it on, but nothing happened. Uh-oh. At that moment, there was a crash in the nearby bushes. "Look who we found!" Pooh exclaimed. He pointed to Tigger, who was standing next to Rabbit and Owl. Eeyore looked around. "Can't have a camp out without a campfire." Everyone agreed. They gathered some sticks, and soon a fire was burning. "Campfires certainly are pleasant," Piglet said. "They do a fantalicious job cooking marshmallows, too," Tigger cried, wrestling with a particularly gooey marshmallow. "Fire is fine," Rabbit said, "but I think sunlight is the best light of all. It makes my vegetables grow. I like the way the sun warms my tummy when I lie in the grass," Pooh said. "And the colors at sunset are splendid." "Look at that shadow on the tent," Tigger interrupted. "That looks like your tail to me," Rabbit said with a smile. "Well, what do you know?" Tigger replied. "Guess what this is?" Rabbit said. fluttering his hands like a butterfly. Tigger and Owl looked at the tent. A shape was moving on it. Why, it's a shadow puppet, Owl declared. The friends played shadow puppets until bedtime. Then almost everyone went to bed. Piglet wouldn't leave the light of the fire, though, and Pooh decided to give him company. After a short while, the fire began to fade. Maybe we should go to sleep now, Piglet, Pooh said, yawning. I can't sleep without a night light, Piglet replied. Pooh tapped his forehead to wake up any ideas that might be there. Think, 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 he said, looking up at the night sky. Pooh thought of something. The stars are night lights, Piglet, he said, pointing up at the sparkling stars. Just then, a firefly landed right between Pooh's eyes. Crossing his eyes to see it, Pooh tumbled off the log he was sitting on. And so are the fireflies, he added. Piglet looked around. There are night lights everywhere, he cried. Piglet pointed to the moon. Look how bright the moon is tonight, he said. It's even brighter than my own nightlight. I feel so much better. Do you think you might be able to sleep now, Piglet? Pooh asked his friend with a huge yawn. Piglet? But Piglet didn't answer. He was already fast asleep. Fast asleep. And that is the end of our first story on tonight's stream, Piglet's Nightlights. And I'm going to move right on ahead to our second story tonight, also with Winnie the Pooh and our friends from the 100-Acre Wood. Hope you enjoyed that story. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, thank you. And so here we go. Our second story tonight is called What Good Friends Do. What Good Friends Do. One night in the 100-Acre Woods, 100-Acre Wood, a nervous piglet could not sleep. Oh, dear, Piglet said. I better just stay here until morning, keeping watch for heffalumps, woozles, and all other creatures that come out at night. Heffalumps and woozles. The next morning, Pooh knocked on Piglet's door, but there was no answer. Ever curious, Pooh opened the door and stepped inside. He found his friend shivering beneath the covers. Oh, bother, said Pooh. What's the matter, Piglet? Don't you hear it, Pooh? Asked Piglet. I do hear it, said Pooh, and it sounds lovely to me. All Pooh could hear was the birds. Not the birds, Pooh, said Piglet. It's the woozles and the heffalumps that set their traps inside my house. Oh. I don't see anyone in here except you and me, Piglet, said Pooh. How can that be? Asked Piglet. I'm sure they are here. Those creatures kept me up all night. Perhaps you were dreaming, said Pooh. Let's look around to make sure they're not here. Oh. What's that whooshing and whistling? Cried Piglet. It's the wind blowing through your curtains, Pooh said. Are you sure? Asked Piglet. It sounds rather woozleish to me. If there was a woozle about, I think I would know it, Pooh said. Soon Rabbit stopped by with some freshly picked apples. Just then, a horrible banging and clanging began, sending Piglet beneath a chair. I believe your pipes need some tightening, said Rabbit. My tool kit and I will be back in a jiffy. They heard a blip, blip, plop throughout the kitchen. Pooh went over to Piglet's sink and turned the faucet left and right. That should do the trick, he said. I do hope Rabbit hurries, said Piglet. All these noises are making me nervous. Hmm. Pooh turned to his friend. I think I know a way to help, Piglet. What if you pretend to be brave, even if you're really not? Piglet considered this. What good is pretending when there are heffalumps and woozles about? Well, Pooh said, perhaps you might get so busy being brave that you forget that you were pretending, and then you can go on being brave. Pooh spent the rest of the noisy day at Piglet's. Oh, dear Pooh, said Piglet, I'm not pretending to be brave very well, am I? I'll keep watch tonight, Piglet, said Pooh, tucking Piglet into bed. Maybe we can try pretending in the morning. But soon Piglet heard a strange sigh, followed by a long snore. Carefully on tippy toes, carefully on tippy toes, Piglet made his way over to Pooh's chair. Sure enough, the strange sounds were coming from Pooh. That's funny, said Piglet. Pooh sounds just like a woozle when he snores, but I'd better let him sleep. I'll keep watch myself. In the morning, Pooh awoke to find Piglet outside, waving a broom in the air. Look, Pooh, I'm shooing these blackbirds away. They've been cawing and screeching at me. Pooh looked at his friend. Let's take a walk. When you see there's nothing scary out there, it might help you feel brave. Piglet stopped to admire a butterfly and then noticed he was alone. Just then, Piglet heard a strange humming sound. Pooh, he whispered, is that you? When there was no answer, Piglet began to shake. He quickly hid behind a thick oak tree. Be brave, be brave, be brave, Piglet said to himself again and again. Piglet took 3 deep breaths. Then he stepped out from behind the tree. Be brave, he whispered. Piglet walked on bravely, looking for Pooh. He listened closely when he heard a curious crunching and scrunching. I'm not afraid, Piglet told himself. It's just some birds, or squirrels, or mice, or Pooh? Is that you? Yes, it's me, Piglet, said Pooh. The leaves are making quite a racket today. But you didn't hide. You didn't shout or cry. You were very brave. However did you do it? I'm not sure, said Piglet. I wasn't even pretending. I just told myself that I wasn't afraid. Pooh hugged his friend. I couldn't have done it without you believing in me, Pooh. That helped me believe in myself, Piglet said. Well, said Pooh, that's just what good friends do. And that is the end of our second story tonight. What good friends do. And that is this edition of Once Upon a Turkey Leg. And hope you all enjoyed it. Know I've got a couple people in here live or have. Thank you to those watching live. Thank you to all those watching this on the replay. Um, this will be back to Thursday night this week. So I look forward to more fun stories here on the channel. Also, Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, Let's Talk Turkey will be back on the channel for a Valentine's Day themed chat, and also Once Upon a Turkey Leg on Thursday will be Valentine's Day stories. And so I look forward to seeing you all um, on those streams and on all the streams coming up on the channel. Thank you once again for watching, and have a gobbletastic night, day, and I will see you later, guys. Bye bye.